Marketeers, apa kabar nih semuanya? Semoga kita semua senantiasa diberikan rahmat sehat ya tentunya. Perkenalkan, saya Clara yang akan memandu interview bersama dengan Bapak Ranga Kalyanasundaram, CEO of SmartFren Business. Nah, langsung saja kita sambut tamu istimewa kita, Bapak Ranga, yang akan berbagi seputar transformasi digital yang dilakukan oleh brand. Mungkin langsung saja kita bisa langsung berbincang dengan Pak Ranga. Halo Pak.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I hope you're good too. You look awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I will go to the first questions directly, ya Pak. Pak, how do you see the digital transformation of brand across various industries today?
Okay, and great question. I think it cannot be more relevant at this point of time because we have seen how the pandemic has impacted the businesses in the last 2 years, and and I think most of the industries have realized that the only survival, not only any ups and downs, is do the digital transformation. Without the digital transformation, I think most of the companies know that they need to be future ready, so it's very difficult for them to be future ready without the digital transformation. And I think this pandemic has perhaps accelerated that entire journey for most of this company. And some of the drivers are, gives a strong indication in terms of, or the forms the base or the foundation for a digital transformation, is whether it is mobile penetration or internet penetration, or even you can look at it in Indonesia, how the cloud adoption is happening. So how people are moving from a private cloud to the public cloud or a hybrid cloud. It's a great indicator in terms of the what's happening, and this is going to be accelerated in the next few years. And then this is like this is not only related to certain industries, but we can see that this transformation is happening across multiple industries, because the delivery model or the service model or the product model, everything is doing some have gone some shift in terms of the how to deliver to the customer, how to engage with the customer. I think the whole transformation shift has happened within the organization. So it's more and more people are looking at how I can go to customer easily, make things life simple, and how I can manage things remotely and with a zero touch kind of environment. So I think to do that, you need this digital transformation within any organization. I think that's a key part which everyone needs to be driving.
Okay, so the potential is always there.
Yeah. So there's a great potential to do this part. I think there has been acceleration in terms of thinking. So someone who had planned the transformation maybe down next few years, but I think those investments needs to be making it happen now, so that you are ready when the situations are really tough, or you are even when the situation is getting better. So you are prepared. You are much more prepared to look at all the types of fluctuations which is happening in the environment or the economy or the changes. So that's very key part. And the most important part is so we know it's dynamic, the changes are happening so fast, and the only way you can sustain your business is through digital transformation. There is no other mantra or a rule or a golden rule to keep successful in the business.
Okay, so the potential is there, it's needed everywhere. So next question. So how does SmartFren Business position itself in the midst of the phenomena? Of course, the phenomena we are talking about is where the digital transformation is needed everywhere. So how does SmartFren position itself?
Yes, I think whatever we have a great vision. We want to keep the customer as the center focus of our entire journey. And during the pandemic, we have realized that we need to be more and more connected with the customer requirement and the changing needs and the behavior of the customer, and how fast we can service them, and how fast we can deliver them, and how we can handhold them to serve their customer. It's not about our customers, but also how our customers can serve their customers. That's the most important. If they are able to serve their customers more efficiently or in a better way, or creating more better products, and that's what the success is. It is not the success of how we serve our customers, but the success factor we measure is how they are able to deliver to their customers. So that's one of the key part of it. I think we have created certain great products and services over the last 2 years, whether it is cloud-based services like Cloud Talk, which can connect anywhere through any device with a very clear OpEx model. And the reason why I'm telling about OpEx model, we have realized during the pandemic, a lot of business got impacted. So they didn't have money or a cash flow to invest in the business. So we created a unique model where they don't need to invest in the business upfront. So we are able to give them kind of a pay-as-you-go model, or a kind of a model which, as they grow, we grow with them. Those kind of models which we are able to create for them, and which is a very much appreciated by the lot of customers. And we created products like fiber in the air. That means we can connect across Indonesia and to any location, anywhere, and also at the fastest implementation. One of the fastest implementation we can do. Plus giving them the same level of experience and SLA, or the service levels which they are traditionally being enjoying, or better than what they are getting it today. The other one is about creating the cloud, which we are collaborating with some of the world-class global players, whether it is Microsoft or a Google or Amazon, and we are able to create those services and help customers to do the transformation for them. So one more area which is a very key for future is the IoT, because we know that everything is going to get connected. It's about machine to machine, but how we are able to connect all the relevant devices and make things more easier, create the analytics, create the dashboards, so that people can monitor and take proactive actions in terms of, just give example, if you're in a factory environment today, you know that your machine is not performing once the machine shuts down, but you don't really have a real-time understanding of the machine, how it is performing on a real-time basis. So with IoT and solutions, you'll be able to do all that. So you can proactively monitor and take creative way to analyze the entire thing, and also proactively create solutions which are more efficient and less cost for the organization. That means they are able to serve at a lower cost to their customers.
Okay, so is there any specific industry or brand that could get services from SmartFren Business, or no? Is there's no limit?
No, we are the good part of SmartFren Business is we have domain expertise across various industries. So that's a great part of it. And however, we are working very closely with manufacturing, or e-commerce, or a retail, or a service industry, including financial services industry, which has done a lot of digital transformation in the past few years. And I think these transformation is helping them to grow better and better in terms of the growth story. So we have domain experts, and we have domain sales specialists and domain service specialists who are able to assist many of these customers to go through the entire journey of how to become more cost effective and better experience for their customers.
Okay, so about those industries, actually Indonesia has like a complex industries here. So how does SmartFren Business help Indonesia towards digital transformation, especially in this pandemic era in the last 2 years?
Yeah. So see, we are an organization where we don't say that we are going to give you services or a technology, or we are here to solve the business problems. So that's the key word, so you have a problem, you have a need, we solve that. But the enabler which we use is the great technologies, the great platforms and the services which we have. So it's not the way it looks like it. You can have a great technology, but may not solve the business problem or the customer need. But we are in a way coming from how do we solve the business issues and business concerns and the customer need and bring the right element of technology or the services or a platform to solve that problem. So I think that's what the differentiation we bring in. And second, I think the most important, we kind of create a 360-degree customer intimacy, so that it's not like we come at the end of the journey of the customer. We start from the beginning and understand the full needs and help them to achieve the final goal. So that's the key differentiator we are bringing in. And the other one is in terms of the way we respond to the customers and in their problems and issues. We are proactively resolve those issues for the customers. So that's where the many of those requirements or the needs which customer themselves they do not know. Sometimes it's very difficult for you to visualize, okay, what I need. That's where our expertise comes in, because we have not only working in one industry, we are working in multiple industries, so we can create benchmarks or create the best of the solution which we have implemented in different verticals and bring those knowledge, intelligence to implement in the other segments also. So it's like a lot of cross-functional learnings and cross-industry learning. Cross-industry learnings can really get best for the customers.
Okay, so there are various industries and various for various solutions also. And MMA Indonesia has just released the Martech Report 2021. How do you see the results of this research, and what can you share for the conclusion or key takeaways from them?
I think in terms of the tech adoption is growing. I think marketing tech as a reaching to the customer to the in a very, very strong way is a key, and how you enable reaching your customers, because now we have if you look at customers have many choices today, right? At the end of the day, and the choices have become more and more available, and whether it is offline or online or many choices are available for the customer, and to get this 360-degree understanding of the customer and get those customers to buy your services, buy your entire thing, and make them aware and create the right journey for the customer is one of the key part of it. I think that's a very important aspect when you build your solutions or services or a product or the experiences for the customer. So I think this is one of the key things which any marketing guy should look at it, and put that how the right technology can enable to reach the customer and complete the journey for it. That's a key factor which really people need to look into and work out. And also, if you look at over a period of time, since the choices are many, so the competitive aspect is also very high, right? So there are multiple brands chasing for the same guy at the end of the day. So how you stand out among those, and how the affinity of a customer with your brand or with your product or services will define in terms of the entire engagement. So today, the more the marketing material or the marketing stuff is available, the less the affinity of a customer to a particular brand. And given the pandemic, people are now more cost conscious also, and they also looking at much easier things which is available. So I think that's one of the key part which every marketing guy should look into and see how he can bring that value to the market or to the customer.
Okay, Pak Ranga, talking about MMA Indonesia impact, you will have a session crafting an age of experience with next-gen technology. Could you tell us about it? Like, what would you share about in this session?
Yeah. So as we know, no, the technologies keep changing. Almost earlier, maybe it used to take a decade for a new technology come. Now it's like every year or sometime even every 6 months. So the technology keeps changing, and also the customer expectations are also changing. So that is it's an evolving situation. Over a period of time, it keeps moving and moving, and it keeps better and better. Getting better and better actually. Given that scenario, these new technologies which keep coming into the market, or people are developing new technologies, how do you use this technology to enhance the customer experience? Because that is again define how you will be able to create the affinity with your customers. So I think the session is all about looking at upcoming new technologies, and what are the changing paradigms or changing things which is going to happen in future, and to adapt to that new way of working or living or experiencing. The consumer behavior will also change. So that's why, and then once the consumer behavior also change, so you need to use these technologies which will enable you to be in the forefront of engagement with customers. So that's how we are looking at it. And so we'll get to know a lot of about these some use cases, which we are also working internally, and also looking at globally what's happening in the industry.
Okay, so talking about Indonesia, Indonesia is a huge population country, and so there's huge market here. How do you see that? I mean, many companies, many consumers. So how do you see the characteristics in Indonesia consumer about the technology and such digital transformation?
See, what I believe is, whether it is multicultural, multi-location, and for me, I've been working across the globe, so in many parts of the world, I've been working. So the core need of the customer doesn't change, at the end of the day. So that is there, I need a great value. I need a great experience. I need a great product. I need something simple, how to make things happen. Can I make my payments correctly? Do I get the acknowledgement? And if there is any problem, is my problem is resolved? I think these fundamentals are everywhere, whether you take Indonesia or any other country or any person. These are the fundamentals of any requirement, and that's what it is. However, each market has a different dynamics in terms of how do you reach, and because every customer has a different cultural alignment, a different way of living, different lifestyles are with the customers. So to reaching out a customer in a most effective and efficient way is one of the key aspects for any marketing organization. That's very clear in terms of the Indonesia part of it, because if you look at the multiple areas, not only areas, but whether you are a young person or a old person or a middle-aged person, so each one will have a different requirement. With the digital transformation and the digital adoption, what is happening is at least everybody is connected. That's a key part of it, so how to reach them. At least how to reach them, what they are doing, and with a lot of data analytics available, at what point of engagement or what point of interaction you need to reach them. So that's already available from that part of it. That's a key part in terms of doing the entire thing. And also, how do you utilize new technologies to keep the competitive edge to reach the audience? So that's another area which everyone needs to look into and drive the business.
Okay, so what challenges must marketers take into account in order to stay connected to their audience, actually?
Yeah, I think most important is, is the how efficiently I can reach. every marketer doesn't have an unlimited budget, right? At the end of the day, so your pocket is maybe half full and half empty, so how do I use that half full of the money or the bag, which I can utilize to reach the wider spectrum of audience, and also what is my return on investment? That's a key part of it. At the end, if I spend let's say 10,000 rupiah or a 20,000 rupiah or a 1 million rupiah or a 1 billion rupiah, am I getting the right return for that? So that's the key part in terms of how do I get the return in terms of not only delivering the services, but am I delivering the services efficiently? Third, I think it's important to see whether the services or the communication is being adopted by the customers, and most importantly, is it spreading across various other segments also? So you need to look from that perspective. So your target segment, are you able to reach effectively and efficient way? And then are you able to give the experience better? Are you able to manage your budgets efficiently? And are you able to utilize new technologies? Because what you did 2 years back may not be relevant now. Maybe what are you using today, after 6 months, it's not relevant. So you need to keep changing and adapting to the newer way of doing things. So the person or the marketing guy or the customer or the organization which is just ahead of the curve will win the entire battle.
Okay, talking about keep being relevant to the customers, of course. So what innovation or services does SmartFren Business bring in the middle of the phenomena which need more digital, needs more technologies?
So as I already mentioned, we are bringing smart retail, which is one of the basically having the payment mechanism where customers can use the screens to buy, and also use the payment point of sale system to do it very easily. And so it is like a no touch kind of a scenario. And given the pandemic thing that is there, then there are, of course, we are bringing in a lot of IoT solutions for the businesses, whether it is vehicle tracking system or a smart tracking system, or even CCTV analytics, which we are looking at it. Or as I mentioned, cloud talk or a cloud voice, where you don't need to have the investments to be done upfront in your thing. And also creating a one-stop shop for the customer in terms of the communication and messaging. So when I say communication messaging, not only today what we see, a lot of communication goes one way, but we don't have that interactive communication and engagement with our customers. So I think the most important for us is to look at how do we connect two-way. So that's what will differentiate people. It's like, if I send something, can I get your reaction instantly? That will be the key part of it. Today, I send something, but I don't know what's happening. And then maybe I come to know after 1 month or 2 months or later, or maybe a week later. But if instant reflection of what I'm sending and how I'm reacting, that will define one of the key things. And we're bringing solutions in that space. And apart from, there will be a lot of on the wearables and the smart areas in terms of productivity and efficiency, in terms of how you can monitor your own health products and services, which is going to be a key part of our innovation, which is going to coming in the near future.
Okay, so the potential is always there. And how do you see Indonesia for like a few years later, about the technology and about the digital transformation? Will be like more acceleration, or you think that it will be goes more slower after this pandemic?
I think Indonesia has a great story of adoption. I think because we have a very young population here, I think they are already connected and they are very energetic in terms of, plus I've seen when I've worked in many multiple markets, I've seen the adoption of technology or the things much faster compared to other markets also. So given that the youth is, it's always, when you are young, you are always curious to know more about it, and you want to adapt newer and newer things. I think that reflects on the many of the digital penetration here, whether it is Facebooks or Instagram and all. We can see that like it's already there. So the digital adoption is going to be much faster and is going to accelerate even faster. I don't see any in the near future any slowing down in it. And I think there are a lot of investments coming in on the even organization realize that if they want to survive or sustain a good business in future, they have to do that. So though they are bringing those technologies, and the good part is everyone has clear vision in terms of what they need to do, and I think that's one of the key aspect of the entire transformation. So I see the story of big growth coming. I think there was a growth story already, but with pandemic coming in, I think this is going to accelerate the entire transformation of digital transformation in the future.
Okay, talking about how accelerate everything after the pandemic. Of course, the business needs technology everywhere and digital everywhere. Everything is like in a rush. So can you provide tips for the company in setting up the ideal digital transformation?
Yeah, I think there are 4 key aspects which they need to look at. One is get your vision right in terms of why you need this digital transformation. Just don't do it digital transformation because everybody is doing. That should not be the case. You really need to look into introspect why I need to do it. So I think that's a question which the organization should ask, and then create the right vision. Okay, this is the reason I want to. So there must be a reason to do it. That's very clear. And then you need to look at in terms of the full alignment within the business. So once okay, this is the reason I need, and then we need to have the clear-cut alignment within the business, like how the new model or the business will look like post digital. If you're going to do the same thing what you have been doing today with the digital transformation, I don't think so it will work. So the models are also going to change, because that's enabling you to create something new, and that is what the key factor is. So how your business model will look, and how the disruption is you're going to do, not for not only for you, but for your customers and also for the industry. So I think that's a key part of it. The second part, which is the alignment, and how with the business and the model. The third is, the key, most a lot of businesses look at in terms of vision and alignment, but unable to execute. The key element is execution, and it's all about execution at the end of the day. So how this entire execution is transformed into or translated across various business unit, which connects from the front end customer to the back end and to the middle part. So it needs to go from 360 degrees, start from the customer and end at the customer. So that's how you need to look your execution. So, and there should be no gap in between. If there are gaps, then I'm sure there will be a lot of challenges happening at the end of the day. Then, as I said, digital transformation is a big word. I think everybody is using it. It's not like it's been new, or like it's been there for many years and people have been using it. Now it's being more and more being used in everywhere. However, if you look at what it does, it does a kind of a change, at the end of the day. So there is a change needs to happen. And then the change needs to happen. Then you need to have the culture which adapts this change. Very important. So the people who are doing it, or the people who are using it, they really adapt to this cultural change programs, and how to make these people adapt to digital. So you may have a great vision and great alignment, but if you don't have the execution capability and the change capability for adapting this new way of doing things, I think is going to be a big task for everyone. Yeah.
Okay, that will be my last questions. Thank you so much, Pak Ranga, for your time and your amazing answers for all these questions for you. Jadi apa yang bisa aku simpulkan sedikit ya dari apa perbincangan kita tadi dengan Pak Rangga adalah kalau misalnya ingin mengadopsi teknologi ini, teknologi itu kan selalu berkembang dan selalu tumbuh. Jadi kalian itu harus berusaha untuk reaching the consumer in a very bold way. Karena Karena mereka tuh semakin demanding karena demand-nya itu besar juga dan kompleks. Jadi harus bring best technology to be solution for the customer needs. Juga trying to get the best solution for their problems ya. Tadi juga sempat disebutkan ada 4 hal yang perlu diperhatikan, mulai dari get your vision right, find the right reason why you have to do the technology and the digital transformation. Terus juga ada tadi make sure that you have the clear alignment. Terus juga yang nggak bisa dilewatkan adalah eksekusinya bagaimana. Thank you so much Pak Rangga for your time. Dan marketer semuanya, itu tadi perbincangan kita dengan Pak Rangga. Ranga Kalyanasundaram, CEO of SmartFren Business.
Thank you very much and all the best to everyone. Thank you. Stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you. Bye.